this is Silent Hopper TV coming to you from New York City. We're going to show you the best things to do. Let's do it. We've got a list of 35 fun and exciting things to do. First up, Times Square. Times Square over the years does change its billboards and signs, but the vibe and the experience doesn't change. It's still one of the most electric places on planet Earth, and right here in the heart of Manhattan, you can feel the electric and the vibes of New York City in the air right here. Now we're headed over to the Brooklyn Bridge. This will take you from Manhattan across the East River onto Long Island. Now you can either walk across this bridge, which takes about 25 to 30 minutes, or you can simply drive across the bridge, whether it be in a taxi or an Uber. But either way, the Brooklyn Bridge is an iconic landmark here in New York. And once you arrive in Brooklyn, you can explore around Dumbo. This is down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass. It's an old neighborhood known for its cobblestone streets, architecture, restaurants, and much more. And if you're looking to explore around the New York City area, consider going to the Grand Central Station. This is the main transit station. And the best way to get around is by subway. You can catch the 4, 5, 6, 7, and S subway lines from here. So if you wanted to check out some of these New York City beaches like Coney Island, you can take the subway from Grand Central and get out here to Coney Island. Probably take you around an hour and 15 minutes to get out to this iconic beach and amusement park. Really a historical gem out here in New York City. Now we're actually going to explore around Manhattan a bit more in detail. So this here is Little Italy. Along with great vibes, you're going to find amazing food in Little Italy. Now we're going to head out to the Bronx. This here is Yankee Stadium. If you've never been to a Yankees game, I would highly recommend it. The other alternative would be the New York Mets. The American baseball season goes from April until October. Just depends if the Yankees are playing in the playoffs. Now we're going to go to Chelsea Market right here. Now the Chelsea Market is a food hall, it's a shopping mall, and it's been renovated. It was originally constructed in the 1890s. This was the original site for the National Biscuit Company, Nabisco, and here they created the Oreo cookie. This is where it was invented and mass produced. So bring your appetite when down in Chelsea. Now we're headed to the Edge. This is in the Hudson Yard area. Great vantage point and lookout over Manhattan. Here we are now at Little Island. Located here at Pier 55 nearby Chelsea is this artificial island and public park right here along the Hudson River. And you can easily walk around here and feel like you're in an urban garden, even though you're really in the heart of Manhattan right here. And the good news is it's totally free, easily connected to the High Line, which we'll show you later. Now we're gonna walk around the Central Park area. But no park really compares to the big daddy of them all, Central Park, right here in the literal heart of downtown Manhattan. You'll see the concrete jungle all around you, but as you dive deeper into the actual forest of Central Park, you really do not know you're inside a city. You can close your eyes and hear the forest around you, even though you're right here in the heart of it all. Quite an amazing place, lots to see and do inside the Central Park area. I would suggest renting a bike or some sort of scooter to get around so you can see more of it without burning too much energy. Right down the way is going to be Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue has the museums on the upside, and then you have the downside, which is going to be the shopping area, which is known for Saks Fifth Avenue. They also have the big Trump Tower here, as well as many different luxury brands aside from Saks to explore. You can find flagship stores for Tiffany, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Rolex. Now we're going to explore the MoMA, Museum of Modern Art. Now if you buy online, you can actually save some money. So adults are $28, seniors $20, and students are $15 with an ID. And children are free. Around this area you'll find many varieties of food trucks. Of course you can get a hot dog, but I like to get a gyro or maybe something like a shawarma from one of these trucks, and a Gatorade, especially for lunchtime. These trucks are all across Manhattan. Then we're in Broadway here. If you've never been to a Broadway show, now is the time. They call it the most exciting musical of the decade, which is Hamilton. It just depends on what you want to see when you're here, but a Broadway show, very famous. And here in Radio City, you can check out the Rockettes, an orchestra, and really a nice place to go to the Radio City Music Hall. The nickname here is the showplace of the nation. And it's very close to Rockefeller Center, which is what we're going to check out next. We are up here at the top of Rockefeller Center, known as Top of the Rock. And you can go up 70 floors here to the indoor and outdoor observation decks. Obviously on a beautiful clear day, this is phenomenal. Also during a sunset, you're gonna wanna be up here. Tickets range between $34 and $61. They also have an express pass, which you can pay extra to get ahead of the lines. Now, once you're up here, you're gonna get views looking towards the north, which is gonna be Central Park, and then you get views looking towards Lower Manhattan. Both directions are great. They also have views going towards the East River, the Hudson River. It is a 3-level observation deck, so try to get to the topmost level where you get the 360 degree. Then they also have a new experience called The Beam, where you can reenact the experience that the famous photo of the men who were sitting on the beam having lunch. Now this is going to be an additional $25. The experience lasts for around 90 seconds, and that's the 1932 photo lunch atop skyscraper. Just goes to show you how old Rockefeller Center is. Now, down at the bottom of Rockefeller Center, some of you may know about the famous Christmas tree, but also the ice skating rink. In the summertime, none of that is here, obviously. You just see a bunch of flags and a cafe. Now here we have the hop on, hop off bus. There are a couple different tour groups that will go around here, like the big bus. There's also city sightseeing. The ticket prices tend to vary anywhere between $40 online. Sometimes you can get it for that price, all the way up to about $58, and a little bit more if you want to include a ferry ride out to the Statue of Liberty. If you go online, check out the City Pass in New York City. You get a lot of value for that. Here we are at the 9/11 Memorial. Now this here is a memorial for the Twin Towers. There is a North Tower pool and a South Tower pool. There's also a museum here where you can learn about these towers. World Trade Center Oculus. Now this awesome looking structure here is the Oculus World Trade Center. It's a cool looking building inside and outside, but mostly just a shopping center. So if you want to take some pictures in here and just take a look, that's really what it's good for, and maybe consider doing some shopping. This whole area that we're walking around is really known as Lower Manhattan, and there's lots of different statues and stuff for picture taking. Ticket price to go up here is around $39 for adults. Children are around $33 and seniors are $37. And it is worth it to go up here just because you get some incredible views looking out towards the Statue of Liberty and the East River as well as the Hudson. So you got lots of views out here, 360 degrees, just a little bit different than Rockefeller. And it is actually the tallest building in North America, making it the tallest building in the United States, standing at over 1,268 feet tall. That's 104 stories. And after going to the top, you can actually go to Mercer Labs Museum of Art and Technology. A lot of people rate this at 10 out of 10. And every time I come down to Lower Manhattan, I always make a habit of getting some New York style pizza, the classic slice. The good news is a slice of pizza is very affordable. Here I got a slice of pepperoni pizza. If I wanted a slice of cheese, that would be $3. The pepperoni was $4. You can also get a margarita pizza for $5 a slice. These are big slices. You only really need one. While in Lower Manhattan, you can walk about 15 minutes to Wall Street. This is the financial capital of the world. At least that's what they call it. You got the New York Stock Exchange down here. Seems like a pretty relaxed environment down here. While I was here, they were playing football in the street in suits. And then you have the bull statue, which signals a bull market. And then what I did was I headed over to do a bay tour on a ferry. This will actually take you out into the harbor area, also to the Statue of Liberty. You can do Ellis Island. Just make sure to try and do that early enough because it does close around 4 o'clock. At least that's Ellis Island. You can also get one a little later in the evening, which will give you a sunset tour. There's a few ways to get out on a boat tour anyway. I did the Statue of Liberty tour, but you can also go to Jersey on one of these tours. It just depends. But the Statue of Liberty itself is definitely worth checking out. If you haven't been out to that island, you can actually go and get to the top of the Statue of Liberty. They have a viewpoint. It's like a national park out here. I would consider spending about an hour while exploring the museum and the Statue of Liberty. The boat ride to get out there is about 15 minutes each way. And here we are now at the American Museum of Natural History. And this Natural History Museum is one of the best in the country, located on the Upper West Side of Manhattan in the Theodore Roosevelt Park area. Right when you walk in, you can see dinosaur skeletons. Just amazing to see those skeletons up close. But yeah, really a cool place. Got high ratings on Google and TripAdvisor. Now here we are at the Met Art Museum. This is actually right next door to the Natural History Museum. The Met, also known as the Metropolitan Art Museum, obviously goes without saying, one of the most famous art museums in the world and certainly the United States. Ticket prices start at $30 for adults, $22 for seniors, $17 for students. Also, the Natural History Museum is around $25 to $30 for adults, but I do highly recommend that City Pass and seeing if you can get some of these attractions, museums in that City Pass for you to actually get some discounts. And just down the road again is going to be the Guggenheim Art Museum. It's undergoing a renovation. Currently the price is around $18 to $25. It's normally $30. But yeah, you can get a good deal if you go online, going online ahead of time, planning out your trip. That's why you're watching this video. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, consider liking it and subscribing to this channel as we continue to show you around the world, as well as New York City, thanks to viewers just like you. Right behind me here, we have the USS Intrepid Museum. The USS Intrepid, this is an old aircraft carrier. They have one in San Diego called the USS Midway, so each coast has one. This is just the New York style aircraft carrier museum. They've got all the old school aircraft right there on the flight deck. Really a cool place to go. Bring the kids here. It is $36 for adults and children are $26. Veterans and military service members are free. If you wanted a really good time, head out there during Fleet Week. Now we're actually going to walk the High Line here. This is a 1.45 mile long elevated rail structure that's now been turned into a walkway, so you can actually cruise this. And it was founded in 1999 to prevent the elevated rail track from becoming demolished. So that's one way to recycle, but also a great way to walk the city without having to cross all those busy streets, right? Down here in Hudson Yards, you can see the Vessel. Vessel is a 16-floor circular stairway structure which has around 2,500 steps. You used to be able to go up there, but it has been closed. Also, while you're in the area, check out some food halls. These food halls are popular all across New York City. It's one way to get out of the heat in the summertime and a way to get out of the cold weather. For those of you looking to do some exploring outside of New York City, you may consider going over here to Penn Station, just below the Madison Square Garden, not to be confused with Grand Central Station. This is more for those long-range trips like going to Boston or going to the Long Island Railway or Jersey. So you can do that all from Penn Station, again, right under the Madison Square Garden. For the super long-range trips, you do Amtrak. For the Long Island Railway, you could get a ticket for that. The Jersey Rail also. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this episode of Island Hopper TV from New York City. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel. I want to thank all of the subscribers. Also, watch next our Philadelphia travel guide or our Boston travel guide by clicking one of these end screens.